Hello friend and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off and continue this this madness. Let's go and I wanna see, because if I can... No, I cannot get any units in here that can do a heavy attack on them. I wanted to push that cavalry, but it seems like they're too powerful. Unfortunately. One thing I can do... here. Let's attack that. That's costing me, sure. But this is now reasonably secure. I don't think there's any reason for me to move up there now at this point. A unit with 5 strength would be quite powerful. And to be honest, I have quite a mind to just hopefully rout them? No? Ah, crap. Because, well, one thing I could do, maybe... Yeah, if I had a unit that could go... Let's see, there are no units that I have that can go in there either. Otherwise, at least I would have been able to potentially snag them. Like, they have plenty of avenues of attack. And I've nothing else here. Let's they cannot move into Voronezh. Well, let's get them here, then work on this rail line next. Up. Actually, next turn I'm likely to both route these and these. I can have them work on a rail line towards Telavaya there, for whatever it is worth. The chance of this succeeding are quite low, but I can try. At the same time, you need to also plug this. You need to get across, and I'll keep these guys in that position there. No need to attack either of those. Refit. They need to stay there to deal with these guys. I'll probably go fast enough. Let's pull you out too and then see what I can do there next turn. These guys will also stay here like this. Okay. Move. I want that cavalry to go there. Let's have you refit that Kalach here. Let's pump a depot on it. And see if I can't protect it a bit. I need to get the motorized regiment out as well. And how are they doing? I think for this particular turn, you cannot get out. These cannot get out of that position. You in there. You there. None of these are in good shape, so you also cannot retreat. If you're in here, this at least has some semblance of a line. And not much to do here. I can move up to the river here. That's okay. Keep them there too. They stay off the line. Same for you. Okay. The Croatian infantry, they need to be sent back, and same for these. I can only do that next turn. No way to change that now. You also need to be sent back next turn. So there's, I guess, nothing else. Let's switch it here. And see. This is quite something. But as it is, once again, I'm quite overstretched, and since there are so many holes in the enemy's defenses, it continues to be like that, and you get these huge gaping holes in the back there too. The biggest problem, I suppose, is that I've pretty much just ground everything into exhaustion, not giving them enough rest. And yeah, that does come with its problems. One of the interesting things, I think, here is actually, would the Russians surrender under these conditions? Well, we'll see in a few turns. I wonder. So lost stuff there. Apparently oil in Saratov too. Of course, I'm miles away from Saratov. Weather is good though. Doesn't seem to be rain this time again, so happy about that. Lots of movement still under most of those enemy units. Not a big fan of that. Quite curious here too, because this seems empty, but I cannot imagine it would be. Yeah, the usual attack up here. They haven't attacked there for a long while. 40k, huh? Seems like they took units from here to attack up there. That's one of the things that I mean with the kind of like that. It seems like they're teleporting. It's mostly about the amount of movement points that they have left. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible those units get there, but then based on the movement points afterwards, it tends to feel quite off. I don't know really how to describe it. It's... oh, wow. Gee. Well, they sure are hitting hard. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice hold. Very nice. Lots of tanks still. I did talk about how the Soviets, they get so many tanks, but we got really close to having it be equal to ours, and I'm very curious if we can get there. This might be minor encirclement, getting those guys, nabbing them. Really depends. But I'm actually surprised they did not attack here yet. I actually expected them to do so. Yeah, interesting. So what they had here, they try to get out at that point there. Like everything here is super weird. They did get some units there. Huh. It's interesting that they're attacking the Italians there. I mean, that doesn't really matter to me that much. Breakout attempt. Failed this time. They could try again with these guys. And them, if they so choose to. That would make it so that they can't escape though. That's a pretty powerful force up here, if you look at this. Okay. I'm also pretty curious about everything down here. Like, they got that guy out, but now they have some tanks in there, and yeah, we really have to see. Now they're forming Frontline. It didn't go that badly. They pushed us back, though, at Stalingrad for a little bit. Let's at least hope the game doesn't get stuck. Because that what happened. That's what happened last time, and then yeah. Okay. Whew. Like, this is what I mean. They had a unit in here which had 6 movement left, and then it got out, and it was able to get somewhere else. If it was me, that would never be possible. That's what I mean with teleporting. The AI is just doing things that are impossible at that, but it's fine. Rather than taking these incidental hexes in between my units and then teleporting, which is, you know, unrealistic, they could have just assigned the AI to maybe like not try to take these hexes. Like, I understand that they are doing or allowing that teleporting in order to give or to bridge the gap between AI and human players. So the AI is not good enough to, you know, I guess, make that differentiation. Although you could probably say something like, if there is a single hex between 2 enemy divisions, then your unit will not try to go into that hex unless you have a certain amount of strength around that, etc., etc. So I do think it might be possible to make particular criteria for units to either get in or not get into such a hex, which makes it so that they don't have to teleport out. Oh. But it probably takes a very long time to program that. I'm not a programmer. I have no clue how long that would take. But look, if we're looking at terms of just how to improve your game, and not necessarily looking at the, you know, amount of effort it takes compared to the net profit, I would say that it's probably a pretty decent addition to make your AI so good that it doesn't have to teleport, but potentially not as good as a human player. But then again, I was talking about how it would be interesting to have different difficulty settings in terms of AI. If we're looking at on-map forces for the Soviets, they lost only 81 tanks. We lost 200 on-map. They lost 1,100 guns, etc., etc. I lost a point because I... well, let's go here first. Garrison shortage in Western Theater. Soviet partisans defend the motherland. With the struggle unending and Axis armies poised to continue their movement east, the Soviet Union reacts with a massive mobilization and training of manpower. Additional manpower reserves are rushed into action to increase the forces facing the Axis juggernaut. Another 500,000. I wonder if they've already used those troops now or not. That's interesting. Victory points 474. Initiative is just the 1. 478. 50. Total men down. So I guess they haven't actually used those men yet. They're now at July levels. Early November levels. Guns. More along October. AFVs comparable. They got back up with their air units. Manpower losses were a lot higher, but unfortunately their manpower pool is yeah, it's the same like they had November. That's unfortunate. Also this. It seems like I won't be getting into Tikfin anytime soon. They have abandoned 2 hexes and an additional unit here now. So that's also something. It's pretty obvious that this was going to become a mess, but I never wanted to encircle all of that. More or less, I wanted to see whether I could start making some kind of push or something. These all kept being encircled, same as this, same as this. Like, they had a unit that must have come through because that wasn't there before. They cut my rail line though, kinda sucky. This held, this held, this held these two. This and this. Now they have a unit in Krasnodar. Unbelievable. All right. As for Reconnaissance, I actually want to do some here, so let's take the Air Fleet 1. Area 3, 4? 4 is better. 4 days is... oh, that is fine. Confirm. I need to take a good look. That's about it. Level 8, sure. I don't think so. Alrighty, don't. Okay. Seems to be mostly empty, but they still have their forces around here. I guess what I would need to do is attack at like Svenikorod and then move up here to have these guys be encircled, like this piece. Very curious to see if I can at least encircle Moscow as well. But let's start with the rail. So, in terms of rail, I should probably use these to work around this area. As nice as doing this tiny piece towards Nebolochi Sounds and, you know, to Borovici or something along those lines. It's probably not the most pressing. And I cannot get them off of the rail regardless. So if I just move in here, I can then start working on that rail piece towards Chula. I'm sure that's fine. Oh yeah, I can't get them off, obviously. I'm sure that's fine. I'm supposed to have a rail unit around here. We'll start with that. Yeah, I need to remove those, so even there I cannot work on it. Man. The only one that works pretty well is this one. Well, for now anyway. Alright. There we go. So let's get started. It seems to me to be oh, wow. I'm certainly not attacking into that. But what I am attacking into is this. Let's see if I can handle it. Yeah. Okay, pretty tough attack, regardless. 13 against almost 200 planes. beef that area up and do this. Now, what this means is that I've pushed them to the river, and very likely I wouldn't be able to get over it. The last piece is here, the 189th Rifle Division, and once I've done that, there's basically no way I can go. As for these, level 2 fortifications kinda suck, but if there's a chance I can take this, then must cost one more. Yeah, just everything around here is so weird, and the one good thing now is that this rail line here is gonna work completely. I still don't have a railroad towards Kalinin because this double rail works through this. It's apparently still a problem. What I don't see as a problem is me advancing through this area. And oh, they're going around. So, okay, that's why they cannot get in there. Fair enough. Fair enough. Since they cannot go around, the most likely way for them to go is forward. I would need to beat them and then move in here too to snag myself that entire piece. But then taking some territory up here would be nice too. Like if I can move further up, it means that I have a much bigger chance of getting all of Moscow. That's the way I see it anyway. Yeah. Nope. This is... tying up way too many forces, so they need to go. It's sad that the Romanians by themselves didn't take it, but it's gone now. And those two. There we go. Better at that point just use an overwhelming force there. And now I can build this rail line. And it's a double rail. That's pretty good. There we go. When it comes to encircling and stuff, things will be tricky yet. Currently, I'm looking at taking Tambov as my next 16 points. Gunning for Moscow by this point might be a bit overzealous. But you never know. And I certainly will try a second attempt at taking Moscow. I don't know what becomes the national supply afterwards. I would have to see what it is. But anyway, yeah, I'm basically all over the place. Let's transfer you back to Western Europe. Same for you. And you. That should help them at least a little bit. We're down. Finland at least now is at 100. Garrison is doing fine. Africa 2, Balkans 2, Italy 2. Okay. So it's really only the Western front here that's going to be a bit of an issue. I also suggest that I don't need to send the Finnish infantry division if they're back at 100 now. Which is pretty good. So I'm not gonna do that. I gotta make sure they are gone, right? They have another tank unit in there as well. For sure. Yeah, they still have some holes in their line as well. Did want to send those guys to reserves. Anyway. Oh, that was not my intention. Still. No, not Faye. Oh, it is. I got a little bit spooked there. Alright, those are down. I know this might be a bit abundant, but they didn't do a great job last time. So must be them, that's the problem. They cannot do a heavy attack there under any circumstances, either way. These Romanians can, they might even be, no, they're ready. Okay, okay. Not complaining then. Let's get into that hex though, because otherwise they can retreat in there, and this at least will leave only one hex open. If they can contribute, they can contribute. Oh, crap. Is there nothing else? No, but this should be enough, I think. Yep. 3 more rifle divisions down the drain. I mean, if they're gonna get another 400,000 manpower at this point, yeah, it's just quite something. Let's take a look for a bit at the order of battle just for now. I I'm quite sure then that this turn they will go below my number of on-map forces. Of course, they have a lot of reserves actually in their manpower pool now. But it does mean they'll dip below my numbers this time. I'm gonna wrap things up here. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.